A lot of you been a little bit quiet today, man. What you
Chopping
been
wood
doing?
and chasing chickens.
Yeah.
Chasing the motherfuckers barefoot in
Like,
the woods, my boy. You ever got chased by a fucking wild boar, bro? It's the scariest shit,
actually, I have.
bro. It's the scariest shit ever told, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Bailey, they don't got no fucking wild boars in New York. What the hell?
Sir, I was
He
somewhere
talking
else
about
I mean,
that
it may
fat
be
today.
bitch
some.
that was.
It
He
may
talking
be
about
some
that.
women that may look like
He talking
wild
about that fat
boars.
bitch that was trying to get at you.
Oh my god.
That's what you talking about. He run it down, goddamn 40 second and motherfucker come behind him.
Hey man, wombats and lizards got to get it too, man.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I
But
mean, what
yeah,
did you
man.
do? Like what you do when that wild boar, excuse me, was chasing you? Obviously, you ran, but
Well,
We
so
talking about
what
the female or the actual wild boar?
the actual wild boar. So what
the
they used to
actual
tell
wild
me when
boar.
I got out there, 'cause I remember my cousin told me, shout out to Maud, right? My cousin told me if you ever hear that shit, because I'm out in we used to be in the woods doing all kind of weird shit. But he told me like if you hear squealing or some shit, don't look back, just take the fuck off. So when I heard it, I just took the fuck off, bro. I didn't know where the fuck I was going. Matter of fact, I got lost in the woods because I was going the wrong direction. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get the fuck out of this squealing noise, and I figure this shit out later.
Bro, you know how long it took me to walk in grass? Like I would not like walk in grass. I didn't like anything about the woods, and it took like some people from the south to get me acclimated because I didn't like none of anything about trees, any of that, man. I am concrete jungle tall
This
buildings,
like a
man.
similar color scheme. Was that the connecting piece? How the
If you
hell we go from lost in the woods being chased by wild boar to your fear of blades of grass? Like, these things do not connect. Like, yeah, man.
see
Same
now,
thing, bro. I could not walk
It's the
through a
jungle, man. It's
grass.
the
this is
grass. It's
Welcome
this
to the
is
concrete
Hawk.
jungle.
This is
Oh
Hawk.
god,
This
that's
is what
that's.
he do. See this man?
I was,
He's methodical.
I was
He's
sitting here
goddamn
just nodding my
just
head.
pissing. But anyway, man. So
Hold on, wait, pause it.
and yeah, see, that's the wall.
What the fuck happened to the ducks?
we don't
All right, now
know.
you my
Yeah.
mode. Yeah.
See what it is so Shaw don't like the ducks, right? But when the ducks come in, right, like you just got I don't know who made this, but
Oh, you know who made it.
It's a vibe, Shaw.
You know who
This
My
made it.
This
question
is
is, why is it
like
called feeding the duck?
I
Why
don't
is it
know,
called
it's
man.
feeding
it.
the duck?
That's how you
First of
feel.
all, it ain't really
I thought
called
you
that.
just throw
So what
breadcrumbs.
it's really called is something that's X-rated that we can't talk about on this channel right here because this comes straight out of a 1980s porn. That's what this music is.
Hey,
But how do you know that?
I know, right?
Yeah, how do you
He
know
got
that?
a copy
Yeah,
under the
how
bed.
do you know that?
You
And
know
who
what I'm
the
saying?
hell is still watching VHSs?
Man,
Hey,
you gotta watch porn on the
I
what's your
found
name,
I found
man.
a few. I found a few of them. You
hey,
understand?
you gonna have to
VHS.
watch.
1980 porns or
Hey,
VHSs?
we gonna have to
VHS.
we gonna touch on that one on Monday when we record with the Monster Villain Afterthought. You know what I'm saying?
He got the
We
one
gonna
where
touch
they
on that.
hot combing and shit.
Yeah.
Bro, you ain't gotta use VHS no more, man. We get
Get
you
the landing strip. You need a
yeah,
bushwhacking blade to get
Really?
that.
yeah, man.
See, Bailey, Shaw don't like he don't want to feed the ducks, man, because he ain't got that shoulder action.
That's what the problem is.
He ain't got that shoulder action. You
got
hit that gym.
No,
the chair
no.
moves.
You hit that
I
gym,
see
man.
you rocking left and right. He want to.
He
He
wants
wants
to
that
get it.
so bad.
Yeah, that's what it started
Nah.
out right there. That's what it started out
He
right
said,
there.
"Nah."
So, fellas, I had to share something that happened to me this week, and you know, a couple of us have our moments. Sometimes when we do. I want to say this is a dipshit moment for me.
No, just you. Go
I'm
ahead.
about to say.
Yep,
I don't have
yep,
it.
Yep.
yep. So, you know, my brother called me because he had a concern. You know, and
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie, fellas. This is one where I got to take this one as a loss.
Yeah.
And one of the guys on this call made sure that I take that loss.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to pack up because we're moving, moving to a place in a couple of weeks. And I got mad at my wife because
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
I had to.
But
So I was packing up my stuff, and the movers came to move, right? So I had to take care of some other things outside of the house, and I told my wife, "Hey, can you make sure something didn't get packed up?" Now, normally for the last 18 years, most of the stuff has come from me, and we all have roles in the house, right? We all have things that we do, right? And I decided that I was going to leave this duty to my wife, which normally has never done it. Again, I've been doing this for about 18 years. So, kind of find out, as the days go by, I went to go check out some stuff and found out that my stuff was packed up. Now, I had a moment that I called my brother on here. Okay, he got a hat on in here with a little SD on it. And I called him because I thought, he was going to take my side. I thought I was justified, fellas. So when you hot and when you're emotional and you want
Hot
somebody
and
to really
bothered.
take it, yeah,
Hot and
you
bothered.
getting
I don't know if that's the
hot
Yeah,
and
right
bothered, right?
description for what he
Hold
yeah,
talking
on a
about.
minute. I'm
yeah,
gonna need you not put
yeah,
some emphasis in that, Shaw. All
yeah.
right.
Hot and
So
bothered.
I called my brother because I was like, you know what, man, I
because he
feel
was
like that
hot
I
and
was
bothered.
right. So Hawk, this is what you gonna do? This is what you gonna do, Hawk? This what you gonna do? All right.
You gonna do this to me?
I'm David Ross.
So I'm called D. I'm like, yo, I tell him what happened, and when you talking to your boy and he's really not like he's scrutinizing everything that you're saying because he's like, nah, how long you been doing this? So he was I was telling him the story, and there was no, yeah, like when your boy kind of amp you up and you right. It was more like, so she's been doing this and you've been doing that. So
So you thought it was a good idea?
I thought it was a good idea. So what happened, fellas? Everybody on the going. It wound up ending that my stuff got packed up, and I got mad at my wife because I felt like she should have made sure that they were taken care of. My wife was like, "Yo, you just told me to do this. You should have made sure that this was checked." So the right thing would have been for me to separate everything, put them in the boxes, move it away, and say, "Hey, wife, babe, can you make sure this section does not get packed up and put in the truck to be sent off?" So
$1,200 later.
yeah, maybe it's a couple of things that I'm forgetting in this story. I'm just trying to get to the meat and potatoes in this, but the moral of the story is the dipshit moment in me because I should have knew better. One, and I got mad at my wife, and I yelled at my wife, and I had to go back and apologize to her because that was my lane. And I called my boy to kind of get on my side, and he was like, and this is why it's important. You don't need yes men all the time. You need
Yeah.
somebody be like,
Fuck
Negro,
it.
no.
I would
No.
argue that you don't need yes men any of the time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. You right, Shaw. So yeah, so this is one of those times where if we had like a show, like a little thing in the crowd, or if you could put something on the
We
screen,
have a
this is a
show. It's
dipshit.
airing right
This
now.
is a dipshit.
Well, we don't have
This is
we don't we don't have
More
the
publicity.
ooze. We don't
yeah,
got the
yeah,
ooze from
like a little
Nickelodeon for his ass right
yeah.
now.
There we go. There
Oh,
we
you want us to
go. Thank
slime
you.
you out
Yeah. So this is those one of
because
those
you're hot
moments
and
like
bothered.
real hard.
You should have saw
That's
his
how you gonna
face.
do me, man. That's how you gonna do me.
But you
No,
know
I was
something though, man. I
Uncle
hear you though,
William. That
Bailey.
was
I
Yeah.
hear you though, Bailey. I hear you loud and clear. I think that's why I say it's important in marriages that both men and women they need to know their roles. And
Oh shit.
I think it goes back to
Oh,
one of the conversations we had.
oh shit.
I think it goes back to one of the conversations we had during the early days of this podcast. I think it was Davis that said this. Is that like one of the issues is that a lot of men and women don't know their roles in relationships, and the solution, like one of the solutions, can be that the women need to sit down and they need to learn their roles, and the men need to sit down and they need to learn their roles.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
brother,
Everybody needs to learn their roles.
wait.
I ain't drunk
Paraphrasing like
enough for
my
this one yet.
Oh shit. Oh, wait a minute, Lottie.
Hey, look,
What's up?
I was about to say I said that. I was like, nah, that nigga said that.
Lottie.
Davis, you can have that one. Go ahead.
I ain't drunk
Lottie,
enough for this shit.
stand on business.
Ain't no business.
Standing on business.
But look, it was something that it was. I ain't say nothing that wasn't already said. Both parties need to sit down and learn their roles, you know, and come to an understanding on what their roles.
What I will
actually
say
are.
is this, right? This
Hey man,
like,
don't cut that man off like that. He was saying something very
Nah,
important. God damn it.
Just staying on business. God damn it. Just sit
Better
your
don't
ass
sit
down.
Everybody on
and
this
learn your
podcast
roles.
need to sit down and learn their role.
Learn their roles.
well, how you gonna stand on business when you sitting down?
He's sitting on business. POP. Hold it down.
Hold it down. What I told Bailey was right. So to Lottie's point, right? Because me and Bailey had a conversation this earlier today about that, and I told him because in a world we got this whole gender war bullshit. In a world when we talking about people playing their roles and knowing their roles and playing it well, I told Bailey, I said, bro, you got to think, dog, like you have what we deem as a wife, submissive. She take care of the house, she take care of the kids. She cooks, she cleans, she caters to you, whatever. So you have that, but at the same time, like he's the same man who scrutinize, the independent shit. So what it is you want that same wife, but you want bits and pieces of the independent shit over there.
This
So
the part, audience, that I was telling y'all about. That part right there.
Yeah.
That's the sting part right there. Like, you motherfucker.
Gotcha.
You shot in my ass. So I told him, I said, bro, like, no, you got a wife, bro. Like, so we sit here and we say, as men, or whatever the case may be, and nowadays we sit here and say, hey, well, I want you to do this. We need domesticated women, submissive women, blah, 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 all the rest of that, right?
That's Lottie right there.
Yeah. So we say this, we want women to do this, and we want women to do that, but at the same time, you want
Sounds
bits
like
and
we
pieces.
talking about wild animals.
I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is Gazelle, man? This is what I've been waiting to see.
Hey, shout out to my man that was in the comments that called Shaw a beta. Shout out to my man, bro. We gotta bring you on the podcast.
Got Shaw's tight.
Yeah, bro. I see you. I saw you. Hey, appreciate the love, dog. Look at Shaw face.
Shaw like, oh yeah.
Hey, yeah, but
You know what I find most men that say stuff like that? They are in fact betas themselves.
bitches.
Damn.
We ain't gonna never get through this.
But yeah, like that's what that was. But I think that when it comes down to true friendship, a lot of people, part of the issue with like the circles that we have nowadays, we as a new generation, a new era, we look at friends as people who just gonna validate what the fuck we, whatever. But how do you grow from that, right? Like if a person is truly your friend, you know what I'm saying, they should be challenging you. And it's hard to challenge a motherfucker when you just agree with everything that he's saying. So just like Bailey said, like he was sitting there and he was telling me, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
So like at that point, it was like, yeah, dog, like, you got to eat that one.
That's not what he said.
But I think though, to both of you guys' points, men sometimes can't handle that structured conversation or that constructive criticism that comes along with having a real friend. Like sometimes we get take offense, and if somebody's trying to correct you in some kind of way, you take offense to that. I don't know why that's like that. And I think it's just the tension that's between men. Maybe I don't know what it is, the testosterone, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I think that if we allow ourselves to be, how you say, able to be corrected, I guess, if we allow ourselves to be in a position where we can be corrected, then we will grow,
Humble
right?
yourself, young man.
Mentally and emotionally.
Humble.
Just going on through the weekend, I wanted to get y'all kind of y'all idea, and we keep going through all these things and on the internet and then social media and in the presence, right? And we talking about my dipshit moment this week, and I was talking to V about this whole thing about gender wars,
Hold
and
on. What are you, Bailey? What are you, man?
that
I feel the gender war, bro, but you gotta say hey to everybody, bro. Like,
I got
you gonna say hey to everybody?
maybe I don't want to talk to them, Claude.
And what the hell we recording for? I'm sorry, world. Look, this is Minds of Matter.
No, man. But,
Hey, that was good. That was funny though.
You gotta say hey to everybody,
What if I don't
man.
want to talk to them,
but,
Clark?
but
Address the
everybody, man,
world.
through the weekend I was trying to get ready for the show, and I was going through like different shows on YouTube and looking at stuff on TikTok, all the different social media platforms, and I was talking to I talked about this with Hawk and Davis a couple of weeks ago, and I don't it just seemed like everybody always attacking each other. A man should do this, or a woman should do that, and you see all of these things on social media. And well, a man should do this, and what a woman should do. You see all these lists now that's coming out talking about where a man should take you on the first date. What are some attributes of it? So, and I was talking about, is social media kind of like portraying? Is there like this gender war? Is it like this unwritten men and women going back and forth with each other? And just kind of wanted to get you. What was y'all thoughts on that, especially um, with this whole big boom in podcasts and everybody coming up with podcasts, and some of us like Drink Champs and all these other ones, Kevin Samuels, and we talk about all these different things. And I just wanted to kind of get y'all idea, what y'all thoughts on that. Do y'all even think it even exists, or it's subjected to the person that's viewing the social media platform? So I just wanted to get y'all ideas. Mainly, I wanted to hear Lottie's first, because you always throw some controversial shit in there, or something that make us want to just jump on you sometimes. But.
Got to.
Yeah,
Somebody
start with
got
that
to
nigga early.
Oh yeah.
Hey man,
Yeah.
somebody got to do it, man. Listen.
So what he
it's a
asking
dirty,
is, so
a
what
dirty
what
job.
Bailey is asking is, Lottie, let me sum this up.
Mm-hmm.
He
That,
wants
I
to
was
know.
long winded.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
All
did
right,
pull
man.
you
All
did
right,
pull a
man.
Davis right then.
Yeah, you pulled one of my moves right there, bro. I was trying to follow
Hawk,
that little
you ain't gonna
bouncy
jump
ball.
in. So out of all the times, Hawk ass ain't jump in.
Yeah, I think he was trying to catch the bouncy ball, bro. Like we like, yo,
Okay,
like
okay.
what we talking
All
about?
right, all right.
So what
Okay.
he
But
wanted
Davis,
to
now you
know,
see how
Boss in
everybody
them
else
blades
feel listening to
grass
your
and shit
ass,
to go
though.
shut
with
the
it.
fuck up. So what he wants to know is he want to know,
Maybe.
is there a gender war? If so, where the fuck did it come from, and why
Fake
is it in
news.
place?
Fake
Shaw said,
news.
Shaw said fake news.
How?
What
Fake
you think, Lottie?
news.
What you think, Lot Dog?
I think it's an illusion, man.
Hell
That's what I
no.
I think
think.
it started in
Hell
1965,
no.
huh?
When did it start? Where did it come from?
I caught that hawk.
I don't know, man. I mean, an argument can be made for
Second wave feminism
1965.
is the cause
An
of it
argument can
all.
be made, an argument can be made for second wave feminism. You
Oh
know,
shit!
an argument can be
Oh
made.
shit.
An argument can be made during what they call that shit in the late '80s, early '90s. I think it was
Oh fuck!
daytime
All right.
talk show TV or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I remember
yeah.
because
So
my mom was real big on. She loved the Ricky Lake show and she loved the Oprah Winfrey show. You know what I'm saying? She
Ricky.
loved. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She used to love them old ass shows, man. You know what I'm saying?
Forgot about
She
Rick.
used to feed into all that shit. So, um, but honestly, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, I think, I think
We all
that
think the mask was
yeah, and
on.
we all think
Sorry.
that whatever you pay attention to, that's what's gonna pretty much that's the energy that you're gonna get back into your life. You know, whatever energy that you put out. So if you're carrying around right this hatred or an anger towards anything, rather if it's a race or gender or whatever the case may be, you know, whatever you pay attention to, that's what's gonna pretty much run your life. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm always paying attention to relationship podcast or anything gender war podcast or gender war related, whenever I go into my phone or whenever I have certain conversations with people, that's what is always gonna come up around me. I'm gonna attract
Hawk,
other people
The law of
who pay
attraction.
attention to the same thing. There you go, law
Hawk,
of
you want to do?
attraction.
You want
Matter
to
of
do it?
fact,
But
matter of
let me
fact.
ask you this, Lottie. Look,
Mhm.
outside of social media, right? Outside of what we bringing
Hold on,
One
Shaw.
of
into,
us gotta say.
Hold on, Shaw. Hold on, Shaw. One
You
sec.
wanna go on
I got
three?
one,
One,
two.
two, three.
What
What
the
the
fuck
fuck
did
does
that
that
mean,
mean,
Kobe
Kobe
Bryant?
Bryant? Somebody was on
The
my
fuck are
way.
you talking about?
so outside of the social media, right? Outside of what we consume, digitally, our digital diets, right? Outside of that, is there really is it really happening though, right? Or is that something that it, like for me, I believe that we've always been having this conversation in our homes, men and women. We've always been having a conversation about who does
Mhm.
what should we do,
Mm,
how should we
mm.
move, right? Black men and women, right? We've Our women have always been working. Our women have always been doing this thing, right? We always have been working together to figure out what is the next move because for a long time, we've been told what our next move is going to be. So, in order for us to figure out what the next move is going to be, that conversation is often had in our homes. And I just think that what has happened is we brought that conversation out into the real world right here on social media. Somebody got a hold of it and somebody said, "Oh, I can make a whole lot of money off of this. Let me go ahead and say it's a gender war." Guess what? Everybody's making money off the quote unquote gender war, which is fake news because it's a conversation that we've always been having.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
His mic went out. Shaw, your mic went out, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you
That
hear
was
me now?
probably the Illuminati are trying to quiet you, bro.
Yeah, you know how I go. So it's a conversation that we've always been having, is what I'm saying. So that's why I say it's fake news.
Well, okay. So you feel like that is an illusion, right?
Lottie feels like it's an illusion. I say it's fake news.
Well, I think that Lottie.
Fake.
Okay. So.
An illusion is something that people are believing or believing that's actually not there, right? But fake news is something that people are actually saying that is real, but they've changed the name or they giving you something else to make you think that it's something else or what
Okay.
they want for their agenda to be pushed.
Okay. So,
So
but
that's the difference.
the idea of a gender war, where did it come from? And why is that shit ever present?
That the idea probably came from back when Shahrazad Ali started talking about her what she was talking about, which
What was he
all
talking about?
she talking about the difference in between how men are perceived and what let's start asking men what they want and looking at men and how troubled they are and troubled times that they've had to deal with and all these different areas that are overlooked as it pertains to dealing with men, right? I think when she started talking about that, that started giving kind of a little bit more of a conversation. I don't think she realized it, but it did, in my opinion, start having more people talk about it in an outwardly fashion versus talking about it just in their homes.
Right.
I don't know. I would
Okay.
probably say that it started before Shahrazad Ali came out with that book, because that was the whole purpose of her writing that book. The understanding the black woman,
Mhm.
and her talking the way that she did, because she was basically trying to hold black women accountable and say that we need to change the way we're doing things. We need to change our attitudes. We need to fix ourselves, because what we're doing, we're losing our families and we're losing our black men. That's exactly what she said in one of her main speeches. Is that we're running our black men away. So I would say that the quote unquote gender war, her writing that book and having those speeches is a response to the gender war. So I would say that it came
So
before.
so that was in a response to the gender war. So in order for you to respond to something, that means that something had to be there, right? So where did that she was responding to come from?
Just say it, Lottie.
I already did. I mean,
You know you want to. So he would Lottie would say second wave feminism and all of that, right? That's what Lottie would say. This is where this thing started. I would argue that feminism had nothing to do with it.
shit,
I would argue
shit.
that I would argue that feminism itself, right, was something that was created not for us, right? But it was manufactured for people who don't look like us in order for
Hmm.
them to get some equality. And so what they did was they pulled on the heartstrings of women, black women,
Hmm.
who were not feeling like they were human.
Preach, preach.
They didn't feel human. That
Well,
so even the black community did not feel human. We lost our humanity throughout all of the stuff, the atrocities that was happening to
hmm
us. And so when the feminism idea came along, they
well,
couldn't push that by themselves. So what did they have to do? They had to bring along some people. And how do you get these people who wasn't nothing wrong in our houses, right? We always was having these conversations. We were always moving forward. We were always trying to figure out what's the next move. If anything was wrong, was us trying to figure out what the next move is. And so they pulled on the heartstrings of women. Hey, we're going to make you feel like humans, right? We're going to make you feel like people. And so that's what black women wanted. They want, and still to this day, we want to be treated and we want to feel like humans, people, real people. I'm a person just like you a person. And so I think, in my opinion, that's where the whole idea of the gender war came from, but it wasn't really a gender war. Black women wanted to feel like humans. Black men wanted to feel like humans too. Neither one of us felt like we were humans. Even to this day, no matter what, all of the stuff we get, we still don't have our humanity. We're categorized by a political designation, which is black.
okay,
Not color.
So
okay.
if we take it your way, right? Saying what you said, black people didn't feel like humans and just wanted to feel like humans. So then, what would be the point of separating from your men and breaking away from the civil rights? Last time I said civil war, I meant civil rights. I said it right this time.
Yeah, you did
Civil
fuck that
rights
up.
movement. What would be the point of breaking away from the civil rights movement and joining the movement with the white women, which was their fight with their men in second wave feminism? We were supposed
Self
to be together.
preservation.
We were supposed to be together, and in the civil rights movement, but then you broke away from that and separated yourself from your men.
Self-preservation. If you see one aspect of something moving in a direction faster than what's happening over here on the right hand side, right? So they saw the feminism movement moving faster, and that's going to be the way for them to get equality, that or what they thought was going to be equality. Then hey, we can make things happen more over here because they have less.
So let me ask this question: did women transferring, like transitioning out of the household and becoming more of working women, did that affect the black household?
Can you ask that question again?
Women now going to work, right? Did
Hmm.
that affect the black household?
I wouldn't say them working affected the black household. I would say the
Okay.
mindset that came with it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, all right. So I've been sitting here this whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't really said much. And usually I got some shit to say, right? Usually I have some shit to say. Everybody follow me here? Y'all follow me? Everybody there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right. Because I know some shit just happened on the screen. So you saying women out did our women working like affect that? Like, when did black women not work? Like, let's be real. You said so. Lottie said it came with it. Whatever. Like, when did black women not work? When did anybody in the black household not fucking work? They've
Even the
always worked.
kids, even the
Yeah,
fucking kids was working.
they've always worked. They have always worked. So that's like that bullshit that's been spewed out. Oh, well, when black women decided to remove themselves out and start working, that's where it came. No, they've
Well,
always fucking worked.
well,
They
well,
have
well, well, well
always worked.
what I think Belly meant, because you got to think.
And you don't
You
got to
said
think what
Uh,
he
that
meant
shit
because he
there
right
too.
was
here.
a
You
point
can
in
just
time.
ask
Hold
him.
on, because you gotta think, bro. There was a point in time. Yeah, black women have always worked, but there was a point in time where their jobs was going to the white man's house and cleaning their floors, cleaning up the white man's house. They were domestics.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is here it goes back
Say it
to
again.
1965. World
Say it
started to
again.
change. What I've always
You
said.
you
Boomers
you, you
came
want to do it
through.
hard?
They started getting more. They started getting more opportunities that silent generation did not have. This is the generation that came in, and now they're able to go to college, get a higher education, and make more
Shit.
money that their mothers and grandmothers did not get to make. So the
Okay.
mindset started to change and new ideas. So when I said that the mindset that comes with it is because this is the generation of women that now they're getting college degrees and starting to get jobs that the previous generation did not get because all they were domestics. All they did was just go and clean up white folks' house. That's how they
Okay.
made their money.
So they were not domestics. Okay. So let's get that established.
Yes, they
Um,
were. Silent generation.
they were domestics.
Yeah, they were either housewives, or if they did have a job, they went to a white person's house and cleaned the white folks' house.
How does that make them domestics?
Domesticated, cooking, cleaning. That's what I mean by.
Hmm. Okay. So um, on that, so you said the mindset that came with it, right? So
Mhm.
in a nutshell, our women never stopped working. Like, they were always working. So what you're more so speaking on is like a morbid sense of pride, of self-pride and individualism, and a lack of humility. So the question is, where did that come from? Because okay, cool. So like, our women have always worked, right? They've
Mhm.
always worked. Now what you're saying is they got degrees and blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. So their job, their work ethic just evolved with the times. Because back in the day, back in the 1600s, you working your ass off was bussing suds and baking pies and cooking and shit like that. That's what them working their asses off. Now, them working their asses off is working the same amount of hours because they still spent 12, 13, 14 hours in master's house. Now they're just spending 12, 13, 14 hours in a fucking hospital. So how is it possible that some women, we got actually a lot of women, a vast majority of women, because like with this whole gender war bullshit, or the
Fake
illusion,
news.
the fake news as Shaw calls it, like when you look up the stats, like there ain't it ain't a whole lot of women that have that mindset that we don't like. It's not a whole lot, right? The vast majority of our women actually have the mindset that we want. They just don't want you. So the thing about not you as in you, Lottie, but just the people who be
No, I
bitching
think that's what he was saying.
about
It took too long to recover that one. Go ahead.
So, but the reality of it all is this right
Shut
here,
that
right?
time
So,
Hold
down.
on, wait. You said the vast majority of the women today have that mindset
Oh shit.
that they're
oh
silent
yeah,
that silent race.
God damn it, you keep talking about
How
these
can that? How can
generations
they have?
again.
How can they have
Let's
that mindset if they never been
specify.
taught it? If they never seen it before and they never been taught it, how can they have that mindset?
How can you validate that they hadn't been taught it?
Because
Have you interviewed every
most
black
because
woman
most
that's in the news?
I don't need to. Most of our generation and Generation X grew up in single parent households. So if you've never seen it, if you've never observed that, how can you have that mindset?
You said Generation X.
Generation X and even in our generation,
Ain't nobody on this fucking podcast Generation X.
I didn't say nobody on this podcast
You
generations.
said
I
our
said
generation.
generation. I said and our generation, Generation X and our generation. Most of us have grown up in single parent households. So if you've never seen it, how can you have that mindset?
What mindset?
You said that most women have the housewife mindset, right?
I didn't say that. I said most of our women, most of the women today are willing to play the role that you subscribing for. They just don't want the men who are
Well,
complaining
to be
about it.
clear, you did say most women have that mindset that you want that
Okay,
they
so let me
don't want
specify.
you.
Right. So the mindset, yeah, that's it. The mindset that he wants, right? That we want. Right. So most women have that mindset that we want. Not necessarily saying that they have the ability to cook or whatever the case may be. It's the willingness, right? Most of them want to be. The Bible says, "He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing," right? So most of them actually want to be that wife, but those women they just have higher standards, and they just don't want the main men who are sitting here complaining about it, right?
Bro, they standards ain't that high.
See, Hawk, I was trying to be very gentle, but you, you know what I'm
Y'all killing me, bro. I tried though.
saying?
I mean, you gotta
Okay.
hold on. They standards ain't that high because of what they have to choose from. So they can't make their standards
No, it's not
higher
even
than what they
that.
got to choose from.
So
But they do gotta have some
agree.
standard.
I kind of agree with you. Kind of. Is there a gender war? No. I think it was
Yeah,
mislabeled. I
yeah.
don't think it's men versus women. I think it's bitches versus everybody else. The fact that they got to deal with bitches is what's making them do these things.
Yeah,
The fact that you got to compete against bitches is what makes it so easy for
yeah.
you.
Oh
But she
shit.
doesn't have high standards. You just ain't shit. Like
So,
it's niggas that's not earning, that's not taking care of shit, but you still want her to go to work, make all the goddamn money, come home, clean your house, feed you, then you want some pussy, then you want to go fuck some other bitch, and she gotta be cool with the shit.
Ooh.
But your
Look.
ass working at a fucking I don't know where the hell your ass is working
You ain't even
or
got Tommy.
not
You ain't
working.
got no
you ain't
job.
got no
Like,
goddamn job.
bro, it's not men versus women. Hasn't been for a very long time. And when it was, when there actually was feminism going on, it wasn't no shit to target black people. Hell, the whole "ain't I a woman" shit, Sojourner Truth. That's because it was in a room full of white people, and they said, "Hey, bitch, don't speak because you black and you gonna convolute the issues." So feminism wasn't targeting black people. You just hopped on the bandwagon. It was for white women to get the right to vote based off of equality of the sexes. Black women in 2023, I guess, just read the part that said equality of the sexes and said we equal. But y'all convoluting the fuck out of these goddamn issues. It ain't got nothing to do with feminism. It's the fact that it's too many niggas walking around that ain't shit out here making demands that women don't want to deal with. So, yeah, it ain't a you right. It ain't a goddamn gender war. It's bitch versus us, and it's way more people on the bitching side.
To the
That's
So,
male
what
or
the
the
hell
so,
female.
going
so
on
to
right now.
Hawk's
To the
point, right? So my brother Mike up there, he said something a while back, right? So back in the day, and this right here gonna might throw you. So if you go back, right, the world used to be ran, by the 10%, the 10 to 15%, right? Like those are the ones who established the structure and the more morality and the standard because we strive to be them. But now the majority, the 85 to 90%, them the motherfuckers who running shit, right? Them the ones,
Oh
them the motherfuckers
shit.
who hopping on the platform who talking that shit, right? Because like my thing is, and I know like Lottie looking at me because I'm going against the beloved Godfather, shit like that. Um, but the reality of it all, you gotta call a spade, bro. Like you got to, because like I be like everybody got it. Like nowadays, everybody hopping on social media. Everybody got a voice. Everybody want to get a podcast. Everybody want to get a YouTube channel. Blah blah blah. And we kind of falling into the number, but that's cool. So everybody
Except us,
doing
we
that.
don't count as the bad people.
So
Like, share,
everybody
and
doing this,
subscribe.
like this shit any goddamn way, right? Right? Like you know what I'm saying. But everybody doing this, and everybody got a voice, and everybody want to talk about shit. And for whatever reason, everybody's relationship experts now, right? So the the thing about it is like the majority of these motherfuckers, the motherfuckers that's complaining and shit, they can't manage their money. The majority of the motherfuckers who sitting here talking about, yeah, our women are doing this, our women are doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like they living out of their cars.
Reach.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
life.
The majority of the men, the bitches, if you will, the gazelles, as my brother call them, those motherfuckers, right? The same
Ooh, I
motherfucker
gotta
that's saying,
chime in, boy.
you gonna respect me. You gonna respect me as a man. I'm a man. I'm a manly man. My dude, like if you gotta say that you're a man, then more than likely.
You ain't.
Boom. So like if you gotta say
Get
I
him
run
causing
this
the
shit,
damn problems.
if
You
you
don't.
gotta say, what I'm saying? I like that. I like that. Look at it,
Hey,
boy.
let's
Look
keep
at
it
that
going.
shit.
Keep it going.
That shit.
Yeah,
You
Take
know,
boy.
turns all
Go
finishing
ahead.
the sentences.
Go
if
ahead,
you gotta
man.
if you gotta talk that shit, then more than likely
You ain't shit.
you ain't shit. God damn it, boy. Check him out. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the thing about it though, man. Like to sum all of that up. In most cases, right, I agree with Shaw. Like it ain't no gender war. Now I do think that there's a clear division in our households because we allowed it to be, and because we,
Distractions.
you said what now?
Because of the distractions that's
There
out
you
here,
go.
like what's happening on social media, our digital diets.
There you go. And then like we sit here and we get governed by bullshit, right?
Well,
Like,
hold on, dog.
uh-huh.
On that, and this is why I say I kind of agree with Shaw,
With Shaw.
but Lot has some valid points. It's just the way that he framed it. Like
What did it start in
saying that you
1965?
no hell no. But saying it's when women entered the workforce and left the house and etc. I agree partially. I just think that you're miscategorizing or you're not identifying the actual problem. When women went out to work and they started demanding equal pay,
Okay,
and
I
black
see where you
men
going.
were not making money and in a position where they couldn't support a house and couldn't support a kid and couldn't send their child to whatever it is that the white kid was doing. And when they felt like they were down and being emasculated, then they took it out on the woman, in my opinion, which started a cycle that has
Mm.
continued
It
and
Lottie
grew and
started with
got
that
fucking
bullshit.
complex as the time went on. But the problem is, you getting mad at her for some shit that's not her fault. And then you're blaming her for the situation that you're in. And now she's in a position where she's making X amount of money or whatever the hell she's doing. Whatever she's doing
Careful,
to make
Hawk.
the money
You
and
treading in
however
beta
much
male
money she's doing.
territory.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So now she's in a position where look, I don't got to deal with you. Like if this all you gonna bring to the table, I might as well go look for somebody else and look for a better goddamn table. So like, I do think you're on to something by saying that it started it there, but I don't think it was just as simple as when they stopped going to white people's house to work. I think realistically during that time frame is when black men, were at an all time low as far as their ability to fucking provide and shit like that. Which sounds crazy because we're going back. If we're gonna keep going back, we can go all the way back to slavery when they wasn't getting paid. But then at that point, you didn't have to worry about supporting the house. Your ass was a slave just like everybody else. but, but once they gave you your goddamn walking papers and said, okay, survive, except your ass ain't getting paid shit, that's when we started having problems. But them
Lockdown.
problems is long fucking gone, man. So like motherfuckers who still walking around with that goddamn mindset and blaming everybody else for their damn problems and telling how the fuck like they would be this if that person wasn't that or blah blah blah. Like, bro, you a whole bitch. That's what you is.
And a
So just
half.
to be clear before Lottie gets started, just for the audience, right? We're still trying to figure this thing out, right? We're still trying to figure this thing out,
Hell
this
no, bro.
relationship thing. We're still trying to figure out
You
what
gadget this. Oh, I just told you.
what freedom really is, right? What that looks like for us, right? We're still trying to figure all of this stuff out. And
Get
so
us free.
that's the purpose of our podcast, right? It's to kind of help us mine through all of these things financially, all of these things, relationship wise, all of these things, and try to figure out like where do we go next? Like how do we move from point A to point B to point C, all the way through the alphabet, right? No point intended. How do we get there,
Pun.
right? So, because believe it or not, y'all, slavery wasn't that long ago.
He was.
And if you think that we're genetically, psychologically okay from that, speaking, my son asked me, he said, "Daddy, do I really need to go to counseling?"
Yes.
And I said, if you black, if you're a black man in America, if you're a black person in America, you need to go to counseling. Just start talking, right? Just start talking, and you're gonna figure out, damn, I really got to work some things out.
But
So
I
so
think
I just wanted to put that out there because Hawk had said, I mean, Davis had mentioned about everybody having these podcasts, and what you need to find out when you're watching these podcasts, what is the direction of the podcast that you're watching? Are they going to be just spitting to you whatever propaganda that everybody else on YouTube is spitting to you, or is it going to be something real, something that's going to help you move forward?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
definitely add on to what you said, Shaw. It gotta fit your tempo. Whoever you listening to, that's not gonna fit Hawk. It's not gonna fit Dave. It's not gonna fit Lottie. It has to fit you. Like, take out what you need to
I'm a
take
very
out.
large human being, so of
Yo,
course.
good night. Good
I got
night,
big
bro.
shoulders.
You got big your shoulders, baby. Your shoulders. Yeah.
Do it the swiggle,
It's
baby.
swiggle, baby.
What you doing, Daniel,
You
son? Yeah.
stupid boy. But yo, don't listen to all these different like shows and this stuff and think it equates to you. Especially like my boy Hawk said, if you ain't working and doing what you're supposed to be doing for the love of God, like equate it to your life. I can't. What works for Lottie is not going to work for Shaw. It's not going to work for Dave. Like, equate it to you. Like, what works for them on those shows? A lot of the time, it's for ratings. It's to get followers. If they're going to really talk to you about something that's going to fit your temple, not nobody
Mm.
else's, yours. And I just had to just add to what you said, Shaw, because a lot of times these go on these shows and you listening to all this stuff and you trying to go out there and live something that's not for you. Everybody can't talk like the Kevin Samuels used to talk and just
Oh fuck.
like everybody ain't there. You ain't a six
He
figure
had to do it
dude.
again, bro. He had
You
to
ain't
do
a
it, bro.
you ain't high value.
Why he
Everybody
did
ain't
that?
high
Oh, man,
value.
now
Why
you
he?
quoting them?
Why he did
Everybody
that,
ain't high
bro?
value.
That might
Everybody
be
ain't
true.
all that. So let's not act like you a high value man when you can't just put your dick on the table like that, as my brother goddamn David said. So let's not
Oh
do
shit!
that.
I thought he was gonna snitch
And
on
It ain't
somebody.
what
B,
I
I
said.
thought he was
It's
gonna snitch on somebody.
all right.
He saved it at the
Well,
end.
hey,
Nah,
well,
David said
he
it.
might have did.
That's all that happened. David said it.
All right.
This
But
is it.
every man
Uh,
can't do that.
Let me piggyback off of y'all
Go ahead,
since
Hawk.
we making closing arguments before the dog does his thing. Cause I don't even know if I got
Soliloquy.
enough battery for what this nigga about to say. Is there a gender war? No. But if you're trying to figure out how to navigate what appears to be a gender war, men, stop viewing women as your competitor.
For real, bro. For
Find a
real.
woman that you can build some shit with.
Well,
You need her help just like she needs your help. No matter what you bring to the damn table, that table, all the legs on that motherfucker, they ain't even. The table won't work right without her.
Mm,
So
mm,
instead of you worried about
that's a
how you can
quotable right there,
hold
sir.
said woman down, find a woman that you can build some shit with, and you ain't got to worry about this gender war. Women, find somebody who has the qualities of a great builder.
look hard now.
Whoa,
Like,
whoa.
stop talking about I'ma find a nigga with a 6 figure income. I'ma be real with you.
Sean Davis, he said a
It's a
builder.
gang of 6 figure income niggas on this channel right now. And it's not because we that nigga.
Not the motherfucker who just
Even
cut his
though,
camera off.
even though, oh damn, I ain't want to say which one it
Damn.
was. It's not because we
Oh,
just some
did.
over the top amazing niggas.
He
It's
said,
because
"Not me."
six figures ain't what it was.
It
For
ain't what it
real.
used to be.
So
Man, ain't
stop
that the
looking
truth?
for that. Instead, look for somebody who values the shit that you want in your household. Look for somebody
Compatibility.
who actually cares about what their kids amount to. Look for somebody who actually cares about taking care of you and house, or at least providing you all the resources to take care of house. If he
Message?
gonna hold you to fucking accountable for taking care of the damn house, at least he can give you all the shit you need to do.
Mm,
Look for those qualities in the man and stop looking for the nigga who flossing and got all this shit on. And then you too don't have to worry about the goddamn gender war no
My grandmama gave me that chain.
man, stop, boy.
I like all of that, right? So I like all of these gentlemen made some good points, except for Lottie. Um, I'm fucking with you.
Lottie, you can't take
more.
that. You
I'm
can't
I'm
take that,
fucking
Lottie.
with you. I'm
Don't take
fucking
it,
with you.
man.
Lottie,
I'm
fight back.
fucking
Nah,
with you.
hell
Like,
nah.
Lottie, fight back.
Don't let him.
Like,
Don't
Don't
hey,
let that
do me
slide.
hey
like that.
man, hey, this shit started in 1965. Goddamn it! I don't give a fuck what none of them motherfuckers say, bro. 1965. If Kevin Samuel said it, motherfucker, it's law.
That's
I'm
how it go.
fucking.
It go Jesus,
I would just
Kevin.
like to, I would just like to mention, I would just like to mention, as far as earlier, we kind of went back and forth on domestic. I just looked up the definition
Oh
relating
shit.
to running of a home or to a family relations. Just want to throw that out there for the viewers. All right, go ahead, big dog.
So
Okay.
you
Cause
said
you,
that they were nothing.
Yep.
That was for
I'm
you.
a
That was for
roll.
you, big baby. That was
It
for you.
was, but you thank you for proving my point. So when you roll back through this footage, roll that beautiful bean footage, then you will see that I was right. But anyway, so
Don't be stealing my phrase that I stole.
you have stolen what's been stolen from you. So to everybody's point though, right? Like I agree. You know what I'm saying? Just like Hawk said, what Hawk talked about was more so compatibility, seeking compatibility, right? So
Mm,
like as a man, if you feel like that, what you want is somebody who's going to be a supporter or be your rib or a helpmate, as you know, as the Bible calls it, then that's what you should seek out, right? Um, and as a woman, like if you feel like that your compatible mate would make you happy or whatever the case may be, because don't get it twisted, it is not my job to make you happy. Your job is to make you happy. It's my job to sustain it or add to it. Like that's just that, and that ain't from a man's point of view, a woman's point of view. It's from life. You know what I'm saying? That's psychology right there, straight like that. But what I want to more so talk about is accountability. So for anybody, whether it be man, woman, cat, dog, I don't give a fuck, pumpkin. Um, before you sit here and point the fingers at anybody else, the woman in the house, the man in the house, whatever the case may be, like it's kind of hard to, to throw rocks from a fucking glass building. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you got your shit straight. Evaluate self first. Are you doing your part? Because my issue is a lot of these motherfuckers out here, and I'm gonna speak on the men, right? Right? I'm gonna speak on the men at this point. A lot of my issues with the men is they sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, the women they don't want to do this. They don't want to submit. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. You need to honor me. I'm the man. Whatever." But bro, like my dude, like you ain't got no job, Tommy. You see what I'm saying? Like,
You ain't got no damn.
you know what I'm saying? And for my queens, for my ladies, like for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all chastising these men. Like understand that man is bearing the weight of the world. I'm speaking of the man, not the boys, not the bitches. That man is bearing the weight of the world. Like don't. Now I'm not one of them motherfuckers who say, "Oh, be my peace, be my peace." No, motherfucker, like, my nigga, I'm my own peace. But like, don't if that man is bearing the weight of the world and he's out there fighting or whatever to protect and providing whatever the fuck they say he was supposed to do, like, don't give him another battle when he come home. And before you chastise him, are you doing your part? You know what I'm saying? Whatever your part is that y'all discussed, whether it be cleaning the house or whether it be managing the finances, whatever your suitable mate and you came up with,
Hopefully,
are
y'all had the discussion.
yeah,
I was
like
just
because
about to say that.
because that's how
Yep.
this shit works, right?
Yep.
If the five of us we decided we wanted to come together with a podcast, and we said, all right, cool, Shaw, you gonna do this, Davis, you gonna do that, Hawk, you gonna do that, okay, cool. So before Hawk decides to scrutinize Lottie or to scrutinize Mike, is Hawk doing his part? So it's all about self accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like check yourself before you wreck yourself. No, but check yourself.
Couldn't help
check,
it. Couldn't help
yeah.
it.
That's a classic song right there, though.
Yeah.
That's
You
I
a
know
don't
what
want
I'm
to
classic
date the
song.
people on here, but that was the first thing I thought when you said check yourself.
no, no, man, but take some accountability, man. Look yourself in the mirror, you know what I'm saying, before you look at somebody else and scrutinize them. Because in essence, like, don't throw rocks from a glass house. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna pass it on a lot, dog. Lottie, what you got?
Pot, meat, kettle.
Hey, pot, meat, kettle. Black motherfucker.
I really ain't got too much. To be honest with you, I think a lot of good points was made tonight, and just for the viewers, I would just say that it's better that
And don't business.
we come together. I think it's better that we as
Standing
a
on
people,
business.
we come together and do what we can to really try to work together, understand each other, and try our best to make our relationships work, and try not to pay too much attention to any of the gender war podcasts that's going on. I'm a big advocate for relationships, or and especially marriages, staying together. And what I've noticed is that a lot of times, some of these relationship podcasts can actually separate you from your significant other and put you and your significant other at odds. So going back to Davis's point, accountability is key, um, and understanding each other and learning how to work together and doing whatever it is that you can to try to make your relationship work, and try to avoid listening to any type of gender war nonsense that's going on out here in the world. Um, that's pretty much all I have. You know, Bailey, what about? Or no, I'm sorry, Shaw. What about you?
I think I said what I had to
Yeah,
say,
he already
man.
said
Oh
Look,
yeah, my apologies. Then I passed over Michael.
I gotta ask a question then
For me?
for everybody on here.
Oh,
We said all this nice shit, right? This, all these right answers, right? How do you identify that? What is
identify what?
how do you identify the bitches, as Hawk said, from
Oh fuck! See, here you go again.
I was about to say,
There you
if
go.
you
See,
had
you
these
starting
questions
that. You
preloaded, I
starting
know
that
Mel had already
shit.
answered these.
You starting that shit, man.
You
So
doing what Lottie did last week.
last week,
You
yeah.
was
All
about
right,
to do the
cool.
wise man won't see.
if
Yeah.
Jaquan and Jaquita is on this show right
Shaquana Quay,
now.
goddamn it.
Shaquita got
Shaquana
that
Quay.
Shaquana
Keolio
doesn't watch
little
this
pistol
channel
starter.
yet.
Any of them on
It's
here?
Shaquana Quay.
If they on here, how do they identify that? Like,
Identify a
how do
bitch.
you identify the good ones from the bad ones?
Well, here's the thing. But to say that one right, I feel like I'm not more so speaking on relationship because I'm no relationship expert. I done had several of them and a lot of them fucked up and
Let's say one word so far.
I've had several of them, a lot of them
All of us
fucked up,
have
and
But you didn't give up. That's the important point. You
I
didn't give
fucked
up.
up some relationship. I'm sorry for y'all. Stuff like that. But I'm no relationship expert. I don't have a degree in this shit. I don't have no credentials in this shit. I just got a wee bit of
too
experience,
much
and
tequila.
yeah.
Credentials. Y'all heard that, right?
I said
Ain't
credentials,
one goddamn T in there.
credentials. Yeah,
There it
too
is.
much of that. So to
Salute
add
to my
on,
brother.
to add on to what my brother said over there, man. To add on to what he said, and is more so because when he said, I said I pushed back on the challenge part because as my helpmate, as my rib, like I agree with you. I don't want you to make my life harder, right? Um, Men, be open to constructive criticism. You see what I'm saying? Um, be open to that because like you're the most vulnerable with that person who you sleep with in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So be open to constructive criticism. Women, reciprocate. You do the same, right? So, but
You need to say that one again.
Ooh,
reciprocate.
I was about to say
I know someone
accountability.
close in my personal life.
Yeah, reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? But on that one, I feel like and like I say, not just specifying on relationships, I'm talking about friendships. You see what I'm saying? Because if you follow like the earlier part of this the recording, me and Mike, we had a conversation, and true friendship or true relationship or whatever the case may be, it's not just surrounding yourself with yes men or yes women. You know what I'm saying? The person who you surround yourself with, if they're not bettering you, if you don't feel like that you're your better you, your best you in their presence, then odds are they probably ain't there for you. They
Message.
don't have they don't have the best intentions for you, and they serve you no purpose. So whether it be your homeboy, your homegirl, your your wife, your husband, whatever, if they're not bettering you at the end of the day, yeah, you see what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna say that, like, take accountability and be selective of who you have in your corner. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Compatibility is key. Um, and I'm gonna drop it off of that one. Locked out. You over there twisting and turning in that goddamn what you call it.
I thought that was the mic drop moment.
That was a mic drop. You want me to roll into that thing? You want me to do that thing?
I thought you was about to do it.
You want me to do that thing? I am do that thing, right? So ladies, gentlemen, bitches, gazelles.
Oh
Um,
shit. Oh shit.
I like to end. We
Oh shit.
are the minds of melanin. And we like to end off because I mean, like we laugh, we joke, stuff like that. But be clear, don't ever get it twisted. The sole purpose of this particular channel right here, this particular podcast, the sole purpose of us is to better people, right? So, like you'll see us, we'll laugh and joke throughout the recording. We argue, whatever the case may be. But the sole purpose is to enlighten, the masses and to better everybody. So, what we like to do is leave everybody with, words of encouragement and inspiration. And me personally, typically whenever I got the mic, I'm coming from a man, MLK, right? And he had a bunch of dope quotes, and I like them. I hope you do too. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this one. And it kind of goes with the negativity that we face today. So he said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." All right. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. You know what I'm saying? So at that point right there, we might drop that thing, and I'm gonna do, what my brother up there don't like to do. But before I do it, I want to tell all the brothers on this podcast, I love y'all. I really do, and I appreciate y'all. Now on that, I'm gonna feed them bitches.
Hey, I got something to say right quick. Hey, Hulk, did you know that Pennsylvania was the number 5, the top 5 in the top 25? Pennsylvania is the 5th state of best states to retire in.
Yeah, I do know that. Harrisburg is one of the top cities in the entire country to retire to.
I went too high.
Pittsburgh.
Virginia is number 3 for all my Virginians out there.
Ain't that what they call it? The love state or some shit like that? Brotherly love? No, that's Philly.
That's crazy.
No, but like Virginia is called like something
Virginia
love.
is for lovers.
There you go. Something like that. Yeah.
We got
Something
another
like
quote, Bailey, as the ducks get fed. I love this quote just because it tells you how dumb this topic is. It's a quote by Henry Kissinger, I think. And the quote is, "No one will ever win the gender war. There's too much fraternizing with the enemy." No, not. I'm out
I
this
like
month.
that.